If you're like a lot of guys, you could probably think of a million things you'd rather be doing than shopping for clothes. Between the parking, the crowds at the mall, and the endless browsing and lack of advice online, it's enough to make you want to rock the same old jeans and t-shirts forever, but you can't. So let me tell you about Stitch Fix Men. They've reimagined how to find and buy clothes, and you never even have to leave the house. It is that easy, best friends. Just go to StitchFix.com, tell them your sizes, your favorite type of clothes, and how much you want to spend. Then your personal stylist gets to work hand-picking new clothes for you based on the style and budget. 5 items are delivered right to your door, you try them on at home, and you only pay for what you keep. Shipping is free both ways, so anything you don't want, just send it back, and exchanges are always free too. You can get your fix monthly, quarterly, or whenever you feel like it. There's no subscription required. It's easy, the shipping is free, so why wouldn't you give it a try? Get started now at StitchFix.com/Greggy, and you'll get an extra 25% off when you keep all 5 items in your box. That is StitchFix.com/Greggy to get started today. StitchFix.com/Greggy. Jen used this service, and she loved it. The woman's, she used the woman's one, not the men's one. My wife is not a woman. Not that it would matter if she was, you know what, just, can we go to let's just do the show. So then, Invincible.
But it's a well-made show.
Oh yeah, no. Invincible though. Let's talk about this some more.
Yeah.
Your favorite? How do you feel about it ending?
You know, I kind of like that it's gonna be, when all is said and done, a beginning, middle, end, like Odyssey for Mark. You know what I mean? Like, I think I'm curious to see what happens. There's sort of, I'm scared because it's like, okay, there's what, 60 to 80 pages left, and it seems like there's still going to be a lot of fight left to happen. I don't know, for people I'm trying not to like spoil anything. I
mean, I've talked about Invincible for years. They should have.
At this point, if you're not caught up, like you're fucking up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm well, you know, it's also going to be Robert's like first ending on a series that like is longer than 30 issues too. So like, I really want to see how he lands the plane.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you sad? Are you happy? Like, because
I'm both. I mean, it's bittersweet for sure. Kevin's a huge Invincible fan too.
Huge Invincible fan.
And I think we share that, where it's like, I think Invincible isn't great throughout. I think there's times where it's not dipped in where, but you know how it's
had its lows.
Month to month is always so hard. Well, I'm the same way. Like I got introduced to Walking Dead right in college. My final class, it was this capstone thing, and during the summer my editor gave me these 2 books. And that's all that was out, was volume 1 and 2 of Walking Dead.
Whoa.
And I was like, oh cool, and this is exactly what I want, a zombie movie that doesn't end. And when a new trade would come out, I'd read all the trades before to remind myself of it. And now with month to month, it's that thing where I turn it on, I'm like, wait, what's happening? Fucking what? And it was so Invincible was the same way, where I feel like I you know, love the beginning so much, but I think it's because I was so all in and I kept reading it over and over. And so then when it gets month to month, there's just times where it's like, what was happening and who is this? And for a while there were so many threads going where I was just like, all right, can we get back to what's happening over here with Mark?
Yeah, because there's like all that shit with the Viltrumites, but then Robot's like,
what's he doing?
Yeah, exactly.
And he's also hard to tell. He's so morally ambiguous. Like, it's very, I think it's all gonna come together though.
And that's the thing. As I've noticed, I mean, like, as I feel like we're thundering down the conclusion here, because what, there's 6 left, 5?
7, right?
7?
We just had 5. Or am I off?
I forget. I thought we had more than that, but it doesn't matter. I feel like we're actually starting to, rather than peel back the layers of the onion, start closing the onion.
It's like Game of Thrones. A lot.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
things
we're
are
at a point
tied
now
up.
where things are getting tied up, and it's like you can kind of see how certain things are going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. We've earned that after all these years. I'm so happy it's ending. Because I feel like we've been in that world for so long, and I binged so many of the issues when I first started reading it like 2 years ago. And it's just like there's been so many storylines and so much growth for all of the characters that it hits a point where we are just starting to retread, especially with Robot, I feel. Certain things are like, all right, we've seen things like this. And once they moved off planet and there's the kid growing up and all that, and like it just got a little bit, I'm like, you're losing me here a bit.
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, all right, cool, let's end it. Because it is weird that they did the whole reboot thing
and then
right before the final ending of it. Like, I don't know, that feels like placed weird to me. But I think I'm excited that it's ending because I do think there has to be some plan. You know, like these, like you saying the landing, like how's he going to land the plane? Like, that's a great way to put it. It's like you got to bring this together.
If you want an editor story, like editor gossip,
I do.
Because this has happened in the book now. We were putting one of those ultimate collections together.
Yeah, the big ones. I have those.
The 12-issue ones, not the compendiums.
Oh, okay.
And not the slipcase.
Yeah, the ones that are the bigger ones, right?
Not
Full
the
format.
slipcase,
So
but-
just trade paperbacks.
Hardcovers, but no slipcase.
Okay.
Ultimate collection.
Gotcha.
Anyway, we're putting it together, and as people are aware, there are just raw scripts in the back for people to see, like, oh, how is a comic made? And it was for the collection that had Invincible 75, and Robert, in his like panel description, was like, oh, Ryan, like draw this, that, or the other, because ultimately, like, down the line, Mark is going to be this XYZ to the Viltrumite Empire, or like, what is he's like the heir lord apparent or whatever, like,
Yeah.
He's a spoiler.
You had your chance.
Yeah, you had so many years, but like that was like, I just like didn't think like, oh, I should like read everything in this document to make sure there's nothing incriminating. And just like one day I was like, oh, let me just like take a look and make sure there's no bad language. And then I was like, oh shit, like if that got to print, I would have been fucking fired, because it was like a reveal 25 issues later.
Damn.
So I caught that. But you wouldn't think. You just have to have this brain that's just like, okay, what can go wrong, and how can I find things that I could never expect to go wrong? Like, it's nuts. Comic books is like, yeah, editing is very tough.
So
writing is way easier.
when you get to Skybound, had you already been going in the industry a while?
Yeah, I was an editorial intern at Top Cow in high school.
Nice.
Yeah, baller. And then I self-published a lot.
Yeah.
And I worked, on the high school newspaper and the college newspaper, and like worked on various publications. So I had a lot of experience just like making books and putting them together, and then writing and drawing them, going to conventions. And so that, I think, is what drew Robert to me, was just the hands-on nature of my experience, because Image Comics is very much like, send us the files and then we'll get it to the printer. Like, they have some production artists and whatnot, but really it's on the creator to assemble the book and like get that to them. Like, that's not their job, is not to like prep these things, because they're a different business model.
Sure. Because it's creator owned everything. They want you doing it, right?
Yeah.
So what do you leave Skybound for?
Myself.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just very stressful. I was drawing that series you mentioned, The Little Depressed Boy. I was working on a graphic novel called Not My Bag. And I just didn't have a very healthy lifestyle. Like, I was just always stressed out, and I was kind of doing a bad job being an editor, like, just because I was burnt out, you know, like, to do that, like, nonstop, and to have pursuits of your own, it's just like you hit a wall. And so I just looked at my finances and cut everything in half and like took the plunge. It was super scary, but I did it. Still going. What is that? 3 years now? 4 years? 5 years.
Jeez.
5 years now. I've been.
Time moves quick.
It does, huh? Getting married at the end of the month.
Walking Dead
sure
was
am.
on issue 102 when I left.
Jesus.
It's on like issue like 340 now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the weird thing about it, is like going. Do you miss it ever? Because I mean, like, Walking Dead is such a phenomenon. And granted, it was then too, but I mean, now it's even more, right? It's everywhere.
Oh yeah. It's more like I have envy of how Skybound has grown. That company is massive now, as you're all aware. Like, you've seen, just like they have like, a YouTube platform.
Yeah.
They have multiple comics. The creator-owned comics are getting like more press than Robert's books sometimes. Like Redneck is Skybound, right?
They have a beautiful studio with an LED wall, courtesy of Matt Scarpino.
It's true.
Love it. But at any rate, I miss not being able to like be a part of its growth in that way, and to be a part of them sort of developing this like larger infrastructure to do cooler things. I miss that, but I don't miss how hard the work is, because everyone works super hard there. There's no department that isn't putting like 110%. So I couldn't do that again for another person. I can only do that for me, like to work.
I was gonna
hard.
say, yeah, you act like that it was so much hard work there, but then again, you're on your plate right now, or when you're doing a million different things. But like, so you start writing Self-Obsessed.
Yeah.
At what point do you think you're gonna make a YouTube show about it as well?
Well, back to kind of not funny. I was in the middle of a depression. I had left LA. Like, I had gotten out of this relationship. My grandmother died. I was just like I just couldn't do anything.
What year is this?
This was 2014, I think, or 2015, beginning of 2015. And I was living up here in Oakland. I think we had gotten drinks that era.
Went to Hard Water. He drew me a page. It was very nice.
You heard it here. And I was about to give someone one of my like production favors. Like, I was about to like be like, oh, let me hook you up with my friend. He'll give you a deal. And then I was like, no, these are your favors. Use them for yourself. And then I was like, well, what would you do with these favors? Because growing up in Los Angeles, like, people like that, it's just Hollywood's their job, and it's not necessarily the glamorous stuff. It's also like sound and lighting, owning a camera, blah blah blah. You're looking at me so intensely.
I'm listening. You're weaving a story. I like to hear it. This is what the show's about, right, Tim?
You're right, Greg.
I'll check.
Cool Greg is checking on something that's happening right now. No, you're doing great, Cool Greg. Call out problems you see him.
Should we pause?
No, I think it's for the stream at home. You don't have to worry about it. Kids listening on MP3 right now, bopping around in their golf cart. They're fine.
Their golf cart.
Yeah.
Yep.
Golf cart.
All right.
Is that verified?
Right now, if you listen to the show while driving a golf cart, I want you to tweet at Cena.
With video. Pixar, it didn't happen. Please. It's just Robert Kirkman. He's like, I'm on set.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. But at any rate, no. So I was like, okay, well, how do I I have all these favors. I don't have money. What's like what? And basically, when you think about production, like, you can't, like, stunts and animals and kids make things expensive. So it's like, well, what can I do that I can shoot inside buildings without any permits, use all of my like actor friends, cash in all of these favors, and like also utilize knowing all these like bands that I do art for that I like do for free because I just like them, but like also I'm like, well, like now I have a favor too, besides like free concert tickets. So
had you already done the book? Was the book already?
I did a one-shot version of it, like a 40-page version.
Yeah.
Between Burn the Orphanage arcs.
Okay.
And I guess I'd talked to Eric Stevenson because I was like, this is the best I can do right now. I'm going to just do a graphic novel version. And he was like, that's fine. Much love to you, Eric Stevenson. He always just is like, if it makes you happy, like, I'll publish. I want to publish it because he's like, you doing you is more interesting than like you drawing, work for hire.
Sure.
So, and at that point, I guess the book must have come out, the book had come out because I remembered I was like, there's only so much you can do to promote memoir, especially sloppy memoir, because it's a sloppy book.
What's the pitch of it?
It's just basically a collection of strips dating back to when I was like 15, and they're all autobio, but then it's like peppered with these like id ego and super ego interviews with like different people in my life. Like, one is this British gay artist named Cena Sparrow. He has my name. He's gay. Like, he works in comics, but he lives in London. So we interviewed each other, being like, let's see if we have connective tissue. And then I had a conversation with my friend Ryan O'Connell, and then I like interviewed Colleen Green because she's like this super cool LA punk girl who like has the dream life to me. Like, she just does what she wants and takes care of herself and does it well. So that's why she has a following for it. So yeah, it's what would you call it? Like one of those like blankets, like a quilt. It's like a patchwork.
Yeah, it's
quilt.
a patchwork. Yeah, but and again, so it's his stories. It's his. Sorry, I'm so like intently listening to him and driving the show. Like, it's his stories and stuff. But like, so not only does he do it, there's an audiobook version of it, and then he starts.
Do
this
not
YouTube
pursue
show.
that. It was me super high reading the book out loud. After an hour, I go, all right, if anyone's still listening, email me and I will finish reading the book to you. Because I thought it would be like really funny, like a really funny gag. Like, how do you do a comic book audiobook? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, and on panel 2, it's 2 girls talking, and the first girl says, and it was taking like 15 minutes. Like, I was like, this is like, every page is like 7 minutes because I have to describe everything. So I get like through a third of the book and I'm just like, you know what? This is dumb. I don't like this gag. Like, I'm stopping now, but uploading this because the fucking cover says there's an audiobook.
So fucking good.
So stupid. So stupid.
That's so funny.
I love it.
I couldn't even stick to my own fucking gimmick. I haven't even listened to it. It stresses me out. I just made the production girl.
Do you ever get emails?
I think a friend did, like a Twitter friend did, and I was like, no, fuck you. Like, like no, I know you. No.
You don't get it. You don't get to
that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like more like someone who could be a potential like lifer. You know, if I already have you signed, sealed, delivered, I'll just give you a drawing to get over there's no audio
version of the book.
But yeah, so I shot this web series, and Daniel Friedman, the guy I did Burn the Orphanage with, he's like a director, so he pulled in a bunch of favors for me too, because with our powers combined, we had like a really sleek and nice slick or sleek. What do you think?
Either one would have gone well. Yeah.
Either one would have gone well.
Slick, right?
But we had
But
we had like a
no,
nice
it's sleek,
product
yeah.
in our hands
Oh.
between my music connections and friends who are in bands giving us music for, you know, no fees, and like these actors who I knew, and him like bringing in these people like his DP and his like lighting guy. Like we just had like a really nice product on our hands.
That's 100% true. I remember when you started tweeting about it and, hey, we're doing this. I think you emailed me, right? Of like, hey, we're doing this web show.
Oh,
I'd love
yeah.
for you to check it out at some point. I was like, all right, cool. And, you know, I think of the quality. I think at the time we were still in the spare bedroom, like, right? And I'm like, I know how hard it is to make YouTube content. There's no way seeing, and I click on the first video. I'm like, motherfucker, this looks like a real show. Like, it's a real thing. And like, your counterpart in the first episode, who's like, you know, one of the main characters through it, your female
Amber,
friend,
yeah.
like, she's a real actress that I
Yeah.
recognized from things. I'm like, what the fuck? How is he doing this?
Yeah, and then it's anyway. So yeah, it did well enough, and then we did a second season, which, if you want some real drama,
I do.
Definitely.
Oh my gosh,
We love
this
drama
was
on this show.
like, this was like You're wondering, oh yeah, for people who aren't aware, like I am sick right now, but I'm here pulling this off. But I was like, we shot that thing a month after my surgery. I had, for people who don't know, I have this disorder in my esophagus called achalasia. I'd gotten 28 pounds underweight. They had to cut me open and cut the muscle out of my esophagus and flip some stomach tissue over so I could swallow food and liquid like normal people do. So a month out of surgery, I had this thing scheduled to shoot. And then on top of that, one of the investors who was like, I'll give you $20,000 to shoot this second season. And then he was like, actually, like, money's kind of tight. Can we get it down to 15? Basically told me like 2 weeks before shooting that he ran out of money.
Oh no.
God.
And I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, do I keep, like, what do I do? And I called Amber because, like, true to that web series, like, when I have a problem, I call her and she gives me good advice. And she was like, don't do it. She's like, you just got out of this thing. Your health is the most important. And I was like, even you saying that's making me still want to do it. So I'm going to do it. But I had to level with everyone. And it was really humiliating to go to some people and be like, I know I had promised you a rate if you can come down, or if you can take, you know, an extended invoice period. Like, I'm telling you the truth. Like, this is just going to come out of my wallet, my pocket. You already know what my work situation is. Like, it's just going to take a while. And everyone was great, you know. My mom gave me some money. My friend, I'll never forget this. My friend handed me just like a wad of 20s, and he's like, this is to help you out with your shoot. And I was like, oh. So people really like came and rallied, and we pulled it off. And I looked so sick, but it's fine. But yeah, we got that second season out, and also, I was going to direct it myself, and then I brought my friend Kevin in, who was actually like supposed to do the first season, but timing didn't work out. And he and his partner flew down from San Francisco every weekend to direct this thing, and he like cut it. And you know how expensive all of this stuff is if you do it.
Everyone needs a
board.
Kevin. Happy Adam.
You hear that, Kevin? Kevin Sonicson, everyone. Heart of gold.
Just like our Kevin.
Your smile is amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I
Does anyone need
had
water?
to learn it.
Yes, please
Okay,
and
I'm
thank
gonna
you.
go
Sure, yeah, it's super hot in here. That's why you hear the fan, like we were saying. Kevin, you want some water?
I don't think it's that bad. Yes, I'd like some
Thank
water
you.
with ice, please.
Cool. Well, he's doing a
Don't
water
we
run
have
there.
someone for that?
Yeah, but he's got to pee, I bet. That's usually what Tim does. That's usually his excuse to get out of here. Hi, Kevin.
He needs
He
a
has a
break.
fascinating.
That's what I was
story.
saying, right? I know. Like when early.
Also, your
that?
work on Little Depressed Boy, fucking love.
Oh,
Like,
man,
that
I love
art
that
is
book.
so
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
Thank you. That's like, yeah, that book is so special to me. Sean, you're probably going to hear this or see this, or sorry
See,
for me talking about dicks, but I love you.
He's one of those guys I think I've scared off because I think I was too big a fan. You know what I mean?
Sean?
Yeah. I came
don't
on too
think so.
strong. Scared
Really?
him off on Twitter, I bet. Yeah. Because I really like that book. Where the fuck is more of that book, you know?
Working on it.
Sure,
Literally.
I'll believe that when I
will
see
send
it.
you. I will send you inked
Picture
pages.
didn't happen. Okay, fine. Whatever.
I can-
believe when I see it.
You know what? Hold on.
Oh.
No. No.
I can do this. You watch yourself. Well, keep talking. I can talk.
No, this is what I was talking about, and it's for your. I know you've watched some of the content here and there. You know, the show usually has topics, but when I said you were coming in today, I was talking to Tim about it. I was like, we can't. I don't think we should do topics. I think we should just talk because there's so much to talk about.
Here's a
with you.
page before I scanned it. You haven't seen this page before, have you?
You haven't? No, that's a new page. That's real. That's a real page. All right. So another 4 years, I'll probably see this book.
Here's another page.
Okay.
So it's being worked on.
Okay, cool. I believe you. Yeah, no, I believe
right.
you. I'm excited. I want to see it. I wanna see
All
what's
right.
going
Also, this last issue was phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah, like especially the ending and like the climax of like how that story has been building out without being too spoilery. Like I really loved it, and the stuff that you were. Yeah, I don't want to get too much into it, but
on. I say we do it. Everybody should read Iceman. We've said that a million times. Hey, Joey's bringing waters back. Thank you, Joey.
All right.
That's happens.
Oh, no.
Nobody knows who's that water that is. I think that's mine.
It's mine.
No,
No,
not that one. His.
No, I had the exact same glass.
As
Trust
me?
Yeah. We both had kind of funny ones.
Okay. Excellent.
No, I want to talk about Iceman. I want to spoil stuff for Iceman. It's 5
Do
issues
it.
in. You should read it and do everything.
And it's been out a week. That's like 7 months in internet time.
Exactly.
That's true.
Is the internet like dog years? Like 20 minutes is just like.
Last week's stuff is like, it feels like a year ago. So yeah.
Can I also tell you, like,
Please do.
I just have so many scary dystopian thoughts running at all times. Like, I'm just very, like, I tell my boyfriend this, I'm like, I'm just scared that this is the last chapter of mankind. Like, I really thought we would have like 100 years before we'd have to see some of this fucking Ray Bradbury shit go down. And it's like, no, I worry so much that like, it's just like done. Like, to me, I think like, it's like, oh, they'll never work on climate change because like it's just a constant like barrage in the media cycle and the news cycle. So like, why would they want to get rid of that? They can control us. I'm getting all like crazy, like the dude with the golden shovel in Twin Peaks, you know, you gotta shovel your way out of the shit. I just get so scared. Like I have this whole concept for a comic book, and now I'm not gonna do it because I'm gonna say it here and someone else is gonna do it.
No, wait, don't worry.
Shit.
Everybody, this is copyrighted.
Yeah, I already copyrighted
That's how
this.
that works.
But like I had this whole thing where it's like, you know, kind of like a little bit like Spike, like a little bit like Her, that movie, and a little bit
Yeah.
like The Lobster, and a little bit of like Snowpiercer, but like this future where just like everyone's living in pods, you know, and they're just like embracing VR, complicit, like no drama about it. Like everyone's just like, VR is great.
Sounds good so far.
And this guy like falls in love with this girl. Or it could be a guy falls in love with a guy or a girl falls in love with a girl. But for some reason,
Stop
this time,
pushing your gay agenda.
I think I do want this to be super heteronormative for some reason. I'm like, it's just a guy for a girl. I don't know. Like, this one's not gay. But, he's like, oh, like we should, like, let's do it. Like, let's meet IRL. And she's like, whoa. And so then when they try, they realize that it's a lot like, they're like, oh, like I thought I was like, you know, willfully in here. And then it sort of turns into this whole escape thing and them fighting to find each other. And I wanted to like see if I could still find a happy ending out of it. And basically like the massive like Snowpiercer twist is that like this is all one big scheme to like keep people from like not wasting so many resources if you just keep them in these fucking pods, like not moving or doing anything, not consuming so many plastic. Oh, these aren't plastic.
No.
Damn.
Yeah.
So many plastic toys.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, and then like, so the Earth is regenerating after all this like stuff. And like, so when they finally do find each other and like learn about all this crap, they actually like are in paradise because the Earth is like beautiful and green and there's no one there. And so it's like just them and they're able to like be together.
I like that. Do that.
Yeah.
You should make that.
You can still do that. Max Landis
Yeah.
came on and pitched a whole movie, then he sold it to Netflix.
Did he?
Yeah. He's a real son of a bitch.
By beat.
He's like, I'm just recording this. Like, this is just for me to like. he's
Yeah,
like-
yeah, exactly.
He like
Take
cuts
notes
the
later.
clip and sends it to them, and he's like,
Let it
Yeah.
roll in. Let it roll. Let it roll.
I love that. But yeah, no. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I got real dystopia.
It's fine.
Man, there for a minute.
It's okay. It's bad. It's understandable. Things are scary. You got this. You got North Korea doing stuff.
There's a lot of shit going
Terrifying.
on.
Yeah.
Wildfires
Yeah.
in LA.
Earthquakes.
Is that still
In
happening?
LA? Oh, that was
Multiple hurricanes.
Yeah. I saw that from the freeway. I could see it.
It looked like Lord of the Rings shit. It's scary as fuck.
It's real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Keep making comics.
Keep making, yeah, keep making,
going.
keep fucking using trees up. I'm thinking about that too. I'm like, I should use recycled paper, and I'm like, nah, I'm tired. But I should. Like, I went to UC Santa Cruz. I know how to be a practical activist, but I'm just tired now that I'm 24.
Oh my God.
Nailed it.
Don't look a day over 21.
In this light.
Yeah, exactly. Staring straight up at the lights. Thanks for watching the Game Over Greggy Show. Click here to go to our Patreon page. Click down there to subscribe. Click closer to me to go over and check out Cena's show. Why not, huh? And then click down there to go check out Cooking with Greggy, the trailer. The playlist. We'll put the playlist there.